there's that sin of omission. Adam doesn't do what he knows he should have done. He did not stand up, right? Sins of the heart. If you've heard of these before, these are the ones in in my opinion, those like secret sins, and I use those air quotes because really, does God know all of our secrets? Yeah. So really, we're not really keeping anything secret, but the truth is, if I don't tell you, you won't know. So those secret sins, those things of my heart, those attitudes, those the desires of the flesh, those greed, lust, pride, arrogance, those things that creep into my life, that change the attitude of my heart, they're not honoring to God. And those are the things those sins of the heart that really determine our actions. What was the sin of the heart in the garden? There it is. You shall be like God. And there's Eve going, really? Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. And Adam doing his Adam-y thing. Watching. Doing nothing. But in his heart, he's like, oh, wait. If she could be like God, maybe I could be like God. There's that sin of the heart, that pride, that I could do my own thing, be my own boss. And in that's our fall. So then, okay, sin. Got it. All right, bad stuff. Bad actor. Crushes the world. There it is. We're all implicated in the same thing. So how do we respond? Just a note, there is a right and a wrong answer to this one. How do we respond to sins of commission? Well, okay, you look at thou shalt not. Did anyone here run over or murder a neighbor today? Anyone? Nope. Okay, not murdered. Put your hand down. Or talk to your parents. So, sins of commission, if we don't do the 10 Commandments, well, I didn't kill anyone, I haven't stolen from my neighbor, check, good, I'm good to go. Those tend to be the ones that we look at and we think, I'm doing all right, because I haven't done any of those. Sometimes I find those are the easiest sort of things to avoid in theory, because we're going to get touching on that a little bit later, but that's where you get that arrogant sort of, hey, look at me, I'm so good, I have yet to get caught cheating on my taxes. Okay, just don't do it. But if you, I don't cheat on my taxes. Of course not. So that makes me a good citizen. I'm a upstanding. Look at me, all my righteousness. It reminds me of the Pharisees, where they do all the right things. They tithe up to like 1/10 of their mint. They give up all their, like everything. They weigh it all because that's what the law says to do. I will do everything so that I don't commit those sins. But Jesus is like, there's more. Sins of omission. Do what you got to do, right? Don't do what you don't got to do. That's the commission. Don't do the big, don't steal, don't kill, whatever. Sins of omission. Do the things you know you should do. So what do you got to do? That's the question, right? Jesus flat out says, seek me, pray. Go into the world and preach. Share my love, share the kingdom. Feed the widows and orphans. Love your neighbors and your enemies. How many of those do we always do? See, if I say, okay, but I didn't attack my enemy, isn't that good enough? Like, okay, that guy down the streets, he's just gets me, he always snow blows it right back into my drive. But if I don't egg his house on Halloween, that's good, right? We're fine? No, not the day after either. Man, you're not helping. Jesus doesn't say, don't hate your enemies. He says, love your enemies. Bless those who persecute you and pray for them who despitefully use you. He's calling us to a different standard. He's calling us out. See, here's the thing. A lot of times these sins of omission are just kind of cursory thought about and then they're forgotten. Like, I would tithe, but, God knows my financial situation, so he understands. I know the Bible says we're supposed to, but it's been tight this month. In my opinion, I think because it's been tight this month, that's what God's saying. Test me, try me. Just give it a shot. You would be amazed at the blessing you'll receive. But there's the thing. There's those things we don't do when we're called to. It's like those things are just kind of between you and God, right? Well, tithing's between me and God. Well, kind of, but it also keeps the lights on in here. And pays for missionaries. And the kind of things where it's just between you and God, that really leads into the sins of the heart. That really turns into, what is the attitude of your heart, your mind? This is Jesus flipped the world upside down when he went into the religious leaders, and they thought they have it all together. They don't commit the